Marcel, the boy from number 4. Wounded innocence, early suffering, and the spiritual pedagogy of compassion. The testimony of Marcel, the boy from number 4, presented in the second part of Heaven and Hell, is one of the most touching accounts of the work, as it shifts the focus from conscious error to the pain experienced in childhood, revealing how Spiritism understands early suffering without resorting to the idea of punishment. Marcel manifests as a child who retains traits of sensitivity, fragility, and a need for support. His suffering does not arise from deliberate moral choices, but from difficult conditions, physical and emotional limitations, and an environment that failed to fully embrace his vulnerability. The account highlights that death does not instantly transform psychological maturity. Consciousness retains, for some time, the emotional marks of childhood. Modern psychology helps to understand this situation. Early adverse experiences leave deep marks on consciousness, especially when they involve abandonment, physical pain, or lack of emotional security. The child does not yet have the cognitive resources to process suffering. They feel before they understand. On a spiritual level, this dynamic remains until there is acceptance, care, and emotional re-education. Spiritism clarifies that Marcel's suffering is not punishment, but part of a broader educational process. A difficult childhood can serve as a reparative experience, a learning opportunity, or preparation for future stages, always respecting the law of progress. Divine justice, in this context, does not punish the child, it supports them. Contemporary science reinforces this reading by showing that the development of consciousness occurs in layers. Studies on neurodevelopment and trauma indicate that emotional support is essential for emotional reorganization. On a spiritual level, this support is offered by more experienced spirits, who help the child to reframe pain and regain a sense of security. Another central point of the account is collective responsibility. Marcel's suffering challenges the adults, society, and the environment that surrounded him. Spiritism shows that childhood trials are also tests for those who interact with the child, opportunities to develop compassion, care, and moral responsibility. When this response fails, the consequences fall on all those involved. The testimony also shows that spirituality does not measure moral value by age, but by the need for support. Disembodied children are not judged, they are welcomed. Progress for them occurs mainly through affection, gradual spiritual education, and the reconstruction of basic trust in life. This account brings a current and urgent message in a world where many children still suffer from neglect, violence, or abandonment. Caring for childhood is a spiritual duty. What is done, or not done, for a child resonates deeply in the collective consciousness. Marcel teaches us that true spirituality begins with caring for the most fragile. Childhood suffering is not an excuse for indifference, but a call to compassionate action. Spiritual justice is not manifested through pain, but through the support that transforms pain into learning. Reflecting on this testimony is an invitation to active empathy. Protecting, welcoming, and educating children today is building a more balanced spiritual future for everyone. Awareness grows when it learns to care. If this account touched you and helped you reflect on childhood, suffering, and compassion, like, share, and leave your comment. Your participation helps this message reach more people.